Hey there, fellow fantasy football freaks. Of course, we're starting off with the lagging stream again. Everything was going fine until I started it up. So we'll see what goes on. We'll give it a second to warm up. Sometimes that helps. And should be okay in just a minute here. Welcome everyone who is here. We're going to start off like we always do with the ceremonial lighting of the joint. If you can't hear me or there's any kind of weird lags or anything like that, just let me know. As far as I can tell, everything's going okay. So we're going to start off here. Welcome those who are here. We're going to wait for more people to pile in because, you know, whatever. Sometimes it takes people a second to get in here. So we'll take just a second. Hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know I've got the here with the hat, whatever. It's cold. I'm here out in the elements. It's fucking cold. It's still dark here. I'm like in fucking Alaska. Some like weird like Alaskan football field. I don't know what the fuck team is in Alaska. There aren't any. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, really, there's only 2 people here. Jesus, I sent that shit out a long time ago. Come on, folks. I mean, I'll do a show for 2 people, but jeez. Maybe it's just been all like the fiascos lately with all the technical bullshit. But anyway. What's up, Matt? Cheers. Happy, 420. Hey. Happy 420 to you. It's not really 420 anywhere, but whatever. Close. It's 420 everywhere when you fucking got the good shit. And I got some good shit this morning. I'm just kind of like some really good shit. Just waiting for a couple more people to come in. Jesus, 2 people. Good Lord. Is this it? Did everyone lose? Like so much they don't even team to fucking push to the playoffs? This is the playoff push. This is when you need your information. This is when you need all the best strategies to crush your league. And I'm here to help because it's like, this year I've got a ton of teams, heading into the playoffs. A lot of, there's some, that are on the cusp. So, a lot of work to do. 3/4 of my people. I don't know what you mean there. Oh, played already Turkey Day. Oh, okay. Hey, that's another thing too. People are already like, hey, I've already won. Fuck it. I don't need any advice. Or, oh, I've already lost. Fuck it. I don't need any advice. So, Jesus. I've never, this is some weird, unprecedented shit, ladies and gentlemen. There's, wow. Nobody got up this morning. Nobody got up and said I wanted fan football. It's from, I don't know, whatever. Whoever the second person is for now. So we're gonna do that. How was your Thanksgiving, Matt? See, I did I like a traditional kind of thing, of course, going over my parents' house and all that shit. Well, hold on. Don says I need big points on 3 or 4 leagues. Hey, you need big points in every league. Let's do that. Thank you. So now we know who the second person. It's just me and Don and oh look, someone else showed up. That's good. All right. Well, anyway, hopefully, you all had a good Thanksgiving. I had a good kind of traditional sort of Thanksgiving. Let's see. Too much food. Hope you had a good turkey day. I did. So yeah, I mean, as usual, go to my parents' house. The family's there. My uncle and his new wife showed up. My cousin. We had a pretty full packed house. My mom was kind of worried that we weren't going to have enough turkey for everyone, right? Which, of course, is just my mom being my mom. We had plenty, but I guess last year my dad didn't get any like dark meat or some shit. So I'm like, all right, I got you covered. So I just had to go experiment. I like to cook. I do some good things. I've done some experiments that Um, most of the time go great. Find new dishes I want to do all the time. Surprise some other people with my culinary expertise, but this time around it didn't work out quite so well. What I did is I did a spatchcock turkey, and if you don't know what that is, it's where you remove the spine and shit. And you're basically butterflying the turkey. It cuts down the cooking time, makes things juicier, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, all right, I'm going to try this new technique here. I've never tried before on a turkey, right? So, I did a Jamaican jerk style turkey, a little spice. I didn't put too much spice in it, but and smelled delicious in the house as it's cooking, of course, and everything. I go to check the temperature where you're supposed to check it and the thigh and shit. 165, boom, right on. We're good to go, right? So I get it, to my parents' house. Everything's good, smells great. I'm giving little taste tests for everyone. Here's a little bit. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be so good." Tastes so you fucking nailed it, dude. And then it turns out, even though like everything like in the body was fully cooked, fucking legs and then cold. So I felt, Jesus, ice fucking cold. How the hell does that happen? Oh, my oven sucks. That's how it happens. So anyway, I tried it in my parents' oven, which then overcooked the thing, so the whole thing went to fucking hell. First time I've ever fucked up a turkey in my life. But luckily, my mom had plenty of turkey with the traditional turkey. It's good Thanksgiving overall. And yeah. So anyway, hopefully you all had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully everything football wise went well too. So anyway, we're gonna get things started. We've had people in and out. Put your questions there in the comments. We're gonna get to those. This is kind of a the stripped down version of the show, because like last week, for instance, I basically answered everyone's questions. I had 5 minutes to basically go through all my shit. I'm like, dude, I can't rush through all this. A lot of people are already gone. This time of year where this is the playoff push, this is when you need the best, most accurate information. You need your questions answered, and you need them answered now. And that's what I'm gonna do in just a second. And I know we like to start things off here in the morning. I'm gonna take a little drink here. Anyway, so we always do when I light up. Now this here is let me get the fucking it's all right, so it's called Glitter Bomb, and here you go for you, Matt, there in Texas. This is a very special J. It's Glitter Bomb infused with the keef of Texas butter. Matt, you know about Texas butter, right? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that means. StreamYard's like, no, fuck you. We're gonna put bugs on your screen, make it look like you're fucking crazy. All right. Yeah, it's got a good flavor to it, Like I said, glitter bomb infused with Texas butter. Yeah, that's how we're starting off the morning. Plus the morning pour. Here we go. We're gonna get the morning pour going, and of course, because it's December, so technically we could say holiday season. We're there. We're there. All right. Holiday beer. Slayer. Used to have a really cool logo that kind of looked like Slayer logo. Maybe they got like a cease and desist order or some shit like that. Anyway, we're in the morning pour here. Here we go. People coming in and out. They're like, "Where's the fancy foot? Where's the football advice?" I see the beer. I see the weed. What the fuck are you doing? I think you had a fancy football show. We got it. We just like to get started, get loosened up, and ready to go. Fuck, warmed up, loosened up. Here we go. Slayer for y'all. Good morning, everyone. Let's get this started. There we go. Get the bugs crawling on that there. Okay. Cheers and happy 420, says Matt. Same to you. Most you played already Turkey Day, 3/4 of you guys. Yeah, that happens. Hopefully it was good. I need big points in 3 out of 4 leagues. Like I said, Hello? Hey. Shit. Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare. Sorry guys. Yeah, I long story short, the internet that I keep having to fix over and over and over and over again apparently is still not fully repaired. I just reset it. We should be good for now. The problem is it just keeps kicking off every now and again. It's fucking weird. It won't stay connected. We've tried everything. We've called this place a million times. I haven't paid for internet in almost a fucking year because they fucked up so much. Honestly, when it works great. It's Ziply. When it works great. I hate Xfinity. I'm not going to fucking go with those motherfuckers. Anyway, I apologize once again for that. We should be good from here to the end. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to answer the questions. Thank you for those of you who stuck around. You troopers. I appreciate it. Let's get this show on the road here. Manpreet at Wall. What's up? Connor or BTJ? I'm worried about Connor, and I got into it with someone earlier this week about it, and they were like, trying to say, you got to start Connor. It's not a good matchup. It really isn't. Against running backs, Minnesota's been great. They've been shutting some people down. They shut down JT. They've shut down ETN, like whatever. It's not a big deal. They shut down Pollard. They shut down Swift. They shut down Brees Hall. They've been shutting people down all season. Yeah, Kyron Williams, had a game. Sure, that's one. Mason had a game earlier on. Sure, I'll give that to him. Of course, whatever. I think they might even shut down Mixon a little bit. Let's take a look at there. I can't remember all of them, but most of the even good running backs that they faced, or I guess Mixon was out of that game, I think. Actually, yeah, that's right. But so it doesn't matter. Point is, they've been shutting running backs down all season, and they've had a couple of running backs do well against them, but Connor is definitely not that high of a stud. I'm really, worried about him in this game. I think that the Jaguars offense has been in shambles. I mean, I'll give you that. Lawrence, as far as I'm concerned, he's back. His shoulder should be okay. So, we'll see. He hasn't been playing great. I don't think he's the quarterback of the future there. I think that Brian Thomas is the wide receiver of the future there. See what I'm saying? So, they're going to be playing football against Houston. It's a division rivalry. He's going to get the ball to him. He's not great, but he's going to get the ball to Thomas, I think. So I'm going to go Brian Thomas on that one over Connor. Good question, though. Birdie's still hurt, putting Herbert in his place. Thoughts? I think it's a good idea. I think Herbert's been playing a lot better lately. We lost a bunch of people. What the fuck? I'm back on. You're like, oh, well, whatever. Fuck you. Now people will come back. I don't care. Fuck, this thing went out here. Sorry about that. So Purdy's still hurt. Putting Herbert in his. I think Herbert's a good pick. Like I said, he's been playing better lately. That team's been gelling more on the offense. He's been connecting with McConkey. He's been connecting with Johnston. Will Dissly's even getting in on the mix now. With J.K. Dobbins out, is that gonna is that gonna make them one dimensional? And I don't know. And if they are, it might even help Herbert out. The problem I have with Purdy isn't so much, him coming off the injury. If he's good to go, he's good to go. But the problem that I have with that is there's going to be a fucking blizzard there in Buffalo. And I think there's going to be a lot of running and defense. I like both defenses in that game. I like both running backs in that game. The quarterbacks, of course, you're going to start Josh Allen with Brock Purdy. If you could sit him any league that you have him that you could sit him in, you're sitting him. Not concerned about the shoulder, not concerned about his play. His play is fine. It's that snow, and I don't trust it. Him playing in the snow, I don't know. Allen playing in the snow, I've seen him do it. He's good, but Brock Purdy, I don't know. I've never seen him play in snow, and most quarterbacks tend to struggle. Offenses in general, especially through the air. So yeah, That Texas butter is fire. Yeah. So far, so good, man. So good it fucking knocked my internet off. Like now I've only got 3 loyal watchers coming back, being like, yeah, I know he's coming back. The rest of you said, fuck you. This guy's offline. He's got fucking technical difficulties every fucking week. Yeah, I know. Sucks. Hopefully not next. I am going to basically call up Ziply and put a goddamn foot up their ass. Because next week, all right, write this down. I don't know. I'm gonna wait till there's more people, but I'll probably do it twice. But next week for you 3 that are watching, is a big week. It's my 4th annual, even though I haven't done it every year, but I'm still gonna call it that. 4th annual 40th birthday bash. Yeah, turning 40 for the 4th time. You do the math. Okay. I'm gonna have some special guests coming in. I haven't solidified everybody yet, but there's a couple interesting people coming on. TD from Fancy Good Sports. He's going to be in the house. We're going to have some other people like we've had before, like Justin Bruni's coming back. Love that guy. Got him in a league of mine. It's really interesting. A dynasty league. So we got some other people, some other guests coming on, some non-fantasy football related guests. You know what I had last time? Hey, fellas, and some of you ladies too, you might like what you see. A little appearance by Miss Tits McGee. Yeah, we've got it's kind of like the Scott Fish Bowl a little bit. I'll get into that more in a little bit. So Goyati is this guy who's putting together a fantasy football charity thing. It's really interesting, what he's trying to do with it. He's just kind of getting off the ground. We're going to bring him on and have him talk more about that. Now, speaking of charity, next week too, I'm going to be doing a drive for the Scott Fish Bowl. I'm in the Scott Fish Bowl right now. My team's too much injury. It's not going great, but it's a great organization. It's a great charity, fantasy football event. If you've never heard of the Scott Fish Bowl, go look it up. Basically, it's like tons of fantasy gurus and fantasy football players all playing together in fantasy leagues, big prizes, stuff like that. But the big thing about it is donating to for like, I remember it's something like Toys for Tots. I don't think it's exactly that, but anyway, I'm going to get more information, of course, and have that ready for you then next week. So big announcement too for the month of December. All right. All of my pledges. So any of you that are on Patreon, and if you want one-on-one advice every week, go on to Patreon. It's as little as $5 a month. All right. You pay that. You get one-on-one advice. You get your own guru in your pocket. Now, what the cool thing about that is for this entire month, I'm going to be sharing half of everything that I have, get. So all your pledges, all your donations, all your, Patreons, everything. Okay. I'm going to be doing a pledge drive next week too. Okay. Half of all of that I'm giving away to to Scott Fish Bowl, Toys for Tots or whatever they call it. Like I said, I got to get the information, and I might even have Scott Fish on the show, trying to work that through. We're talking about stuff, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, gonna have some other special guests. My 4th annual 40th birthday bash. Don't miss it. Next Sunday, 2-hour episode. Starts at 7:30 Pacific. All right, which is 10:30 Eastern. There you go. You can figure it out based on where you live. But anyway, hope to see you all there. It's going to be great. I'm going to have advertisements throughout the week for it, so look out for that. Anyway, so let's go on. We got more people, and let's go on with the show. Good morning to y'all. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. Oh yeah, Richard, what's up? Bo Nix, Kyler Murray. Hey, I'm a Ducks homer. You know that. And they just went 12-0. They kicked the shit out of Washington. That was great. I loved watching that. And Nix has been surprising this year. I'm surprised by how quickly he's turned things on. And it's showing up. They're winning games. This week they got Cleveland. He's not going to need to do too much, but the thing is, he's doing everything for that team. He's got some new, good toys like Vele and Franklin, of course. Sutton's been good. It's I mean, I don't know about, but Williams has his on and off games. I don't know what they're going to do with the running backs going forward. I think Estime is the guy there going forward, but for right now, whatever. So Bo Nix, he's a solid start. You can almost kind of set him and forget him. He's I'd say a borderline quarterback one. But yeah, so I guess not really set and forget, which is why we're doing, talking about matchups here. The thing about Kyler Murray is just, it's like for a while, I don't know, he's just so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent with him. Now, last game he didn't do too well. Threw an interception, no touchdowns. Okay, before the bye against the Jets, he had a great game. He's faced some tough defenses, that's for sure. Going forward, it's looking better. Against Minnesota, they're going to need to score. It's hard to trust Kyler Murray. It's real hit and miss. So here's what I'm thinking. Kyler Murray's got the higher ceiling. Okay, I think that Bo Nix has the higher floor right now. So if after all those 4 games you went through on Thursday and Friday, if you need to fucking hit it out of the park with some shit, you want to take a chance at Kyler Murray. But if you're sitting okay, and you need to just be steady, I'd say go with Bo Nix. Overall, I think Nix is a better call, but Kyler Murray could blow things up out of nowhere. I'm leaning definitely much more toward Nix, though. Very good question there. My wide receivers are banged up. In a 12-man league, Legit, David Moore, or Quingen Johnston. Interesting. Is it Quingen or Quingen? I'm cringing right now just reading it. Fuck it. That's terrible. Yeah. I got to go Johnston on that. He's been like one of those guys, like like old school, like an old school or a new school version of Tyler Lockett, where he'll every other week have a good week, or going back to Mike Williams playing for the Chargers right there. Someone who he's going to have his good weeks, going to have his bad weeks. Sometimes it's not exactly predictable, but he's been going back and forth. He put up a goose egg for you last week, but I think this week they're going to get him back in the game. So I'm going to go Quentin Johnston on that one. Higher ceiling, really relatively the same floor, honestly. So yeah, give me Johnson this week. Don, I don't know what that's about, but probably when it froze up. Okay, was my end frozen then? It's back. You be okay. What's up, Tyrant Gang? Just got here. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, bro. Good morning, Nicholas. Hashtag Tyrant Gang. You got it. Standard league. We got Wilson, Evans. I'm really starting them both. I mean, Howie, you must be really stacked on wide receivers, which that happens. But I got to trust Mike Evans again. Carolina is their defense is horrendous. Their offense is getting better, but they can't stop anyone. So, and Mike Evans, I think, let me look at something here. Because coming back from injury, I know he hasn't been blowing things up, and you'd think that he would more so. Well, let me look at something here. Yeah, it's just he had one game so far, of course, back after the bye, and you don't expect him to blow things up the first game back. He still had 6 targets, 5 receptions, 68 yards. So in PPR, that's 11.8 fantasy points. It's not bad. for the first game back. I think the running backs are going to have a goddamn field day because Panthers can't stop the run with the shit. So is it guaranteed that they're really even going to need to throw the ball? I don't know. I think more so lately because of the way that Carolina's been playing a little bit better for whatever reason. Kind of a fire gets lit under Bryce Young's ass, and we've been seeing a little better play from the the offense on their, for them overall. So yeah, that's a tough one. Wilson is hit and miss. Wilson is a much better player than the offense that he's in, and just it's such a toxic environment there right now in general. Like it's gross. That's the only word I can say for it. It's gross right now. Everything points to Garrett Wilson having a good game, and I'm starting him in leagues where I don't have to make some weird fucking decision, because if he sucks, maybe I have other players that that are good. But this is a playoff push, and if you need to make a tough decision like that, I'm going with Mike Evans. Okay, so it's tough. It's tough, man. It's so toxic with fucking Jets right now. It's crazy. It's hard to start anyone. I'm still starting like Breece Hall. Like I said, I'm still starting Wilson in leagues where I don't have a choice between him and Mike Evans. At flex, Richard, Gus, or BTJ. I'm going BTJ because, I ain't hopping on the Gus bus so much. You got Fidel in there. Haskins in there. It's a mess. He's not a clear-cut running back one. So, I like I said earlier, I think that the Jags are going to need to score. Lawrence wants to look better so he doesn't if he does go somewhere else, he wants to not go into relative obscurity, as a quarterback. Plus, wants to look good for his team. He wants to play well. Of course, we all do. I don't know actually about that guy. Apparently, he doesn't give a fuck about playing well. If you listen to his, this shit's good. If you listen to his, what he was saying, before he was drafted, he's like, yeah, I just play, whatever. He's just so nonchalant about it. However, he likes to play football enough to where, Brian Thomas is a great player. It's just, he's back, not worried about the shoulder issue. I think he's going to get enough to Thomas where he's definitely playable, especially in PPR. I like BTJ this week. Morning, boss. What's up, Adam? Start full PPR Connor Mooney or Marvin Harrison. Oh man, like I said earlier, I'm worried about Connor. And Marvin Harrison, like, again, I mean, in Dynasty, I really love him. I wasn't big on him in redraft this year. A lot of people thought I was nuts, but I was like, of course he could have some great games, but same with Xavier Worthy. I was like, it's a rookie wide receiver. They're not going to have a solid every game presence so much. Marvin Harrison's got, a lot of targets, but I don't know. Kyler's been so inconsistent. They're going to need to score. I think he's going to get the ball. I like him. I like him over Connor. Now the question is, do I like him over Mooney? Like I said, it's been tough going for Harrison, but it's a good matchup. I've actually got him starting in some DFS. Darnell Mooney, he didn't have a great game before the bye. We're after the bye week now. He's been pretty solid. He's had, as far as wide receiver, I put him as a low grade wide receiver too. High end wide receiver 3, maybe high end flex. So between him and Marvin Harrison, I think Harrison's got the higher ceiling this week. But I think Darnell Mooney's probably got the higher floor, but not by too much. I'm going to give the slight edge to Marvin Harrison this week. Slightest of edges. Video was frozen, so I missed your thoughts on Herbert versus Purdy. Oh, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, stupid, Dipley, as I called him. Did I call him Dipley earlier, or did I call him Zipley? I just called him Dipley because that's like when I called him. Anyway, video was frozen, so I missed your thoughts on Herbert versus Purdy. Yeah, it's snowing in Buffalo, so I don't want to start Purdy. I'm not worried about his shoulder. I'm not worried about the offense so much as I am the snow. I've never seen Brock Purdy throw much in the snow. I've seen Josh Allen throw in the snow. He does fine. He's used to it there in Buffalo. But most quarterbacks tend to struggle throwing in the snow, offenses in general. I think it's going to be a lot more, running back game, defensive game. So I definitely like both the running backs there, CMC, Cook. I think both of those guys have good games. Defenses, you could start both of them. Quarterbacks, you're going to start Allen, but I'm sitting Brock Purdy anywhere that you can. So Herbert's been turning it on lately. I like what he's doing. So let's go Josh Herbert. Oh, that's right. Wait, what am I thinking? Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, hold on. Shut up. When I say Josh Herbert, Justin Herbert. Yeah. Sorry, I had a message come up okay. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Damn, this week's fucking good, man. Sorry about that. Justin Herbert, I like. He's been turning it on lately. Like I said, put him over Purdy. Okay, PPR, Vele, Demario Douglas. Vele's been turning it on, and I think a lot of people are. I picked him up in a bunch of leagues. I'm starting him in a couple. Last 3 games he's had, 4 targets, 5 targets, 9 targets. In PPR, he's getting you decent numbers, over 10 fantasy points per game. Each of the last 3 games. It's been consistent. Bo Nix has been playing well. That offense is looking better as we come along. Demario Douglas, when we're looking at the Patriots offense at the beginning of the season, we were looking at Demario being the wide receiver 1 there. And it doesn't really matter. Excuse me. It doesn't matter so much who the wide receiver 1. That offense has been terrible for the most part. So I'm going to give the edge to Vele there. There you go. Baker, Kyler asks Richard. I'm going to go Baker Mayfield. He's look at something here. Give me just a second and bring something up. Baker Mayfield. Make sure to get your questions there in the comment section so I can answer questions. Of course, the week where I am doing a questions only part, it seems like we have less questions this week. I could have done my sleepers and stuff, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Not a big deal. Baker, yeah, middle of the season he was doing great. It's been a little bit rough going the last few games. He didn't do too bad last week though against the Giants. He struggled against San Francisco. Did he get hurt in that game? I can't remember. I don't think so. Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe he did. I keep going back and forth on that. Anyway, but the Giants, yeah, didn't do as well as you'd think you would against the Giants. He has Carolina. It's a division rivalry there. They always like to play harder in those games. I think that Mike Williams is going to have a better game. Second game back off the injury. I just think, and off the bye, they're going to ramp back up. I like Baker Mayfield this week. Kyler Murray's been so inconsistent. He's hit or miss. Again, it's just like I answered before. I'm going to give the floor definitely to Baker, and really the ceiling ain't much higher. In fact, I might even give the ceiling to Baker. So yeah, taking Baker there. Excuse me, pardon me. Let me get a drink in there. I like Baker there overall. All right, Matt says everyone smash that like button, subscribe bottoms. I like the like and subscribe bottoms. That'd be cool if like I just like all my buttons were like asses, like just butts, and you're like, oh, touch the butt. Anyway, I'm a dad. There's a fucking Little Nemo reference. No, Finding Nemo. Little Nemo's different. Finding Nemo reference. There you go. And Tyrant we trust. Tyrant Gang OG. Yeah, you are one of the OGs for sure. Absolutely. Speaking of which, excuse me, pardon moi. Don, Irving or Jones. God, I love that matchup. For Irving this week. It's just, yeah. I mean, Carolina just fucking blows it against offenses in general. You're gonna start everybody against them, but Jones, on the other hand, it's not. When he's okay. Let me look at something here. I mean, he's another guy that's been kind of real hit and miss, right? I just, the consistency of you, because we thought, okay, so with Tucker on the rise and with White coming back and everything, we thought, okay, Irving, his numbers are going to go now. No, they've actually gone up. It's crazy. I called it at the beginning of the season. I said he was my sleeper running back of the year, and he's been that. He's been amazing. 12 carries, 88 yards with the touchdown. But the big news here, though, and this is what I was saying coming into the season, Bucky Irving was the number one pass catching back in college football last season. It's not just me being a Ducks homer, okay? I pay attention to this kind of shit. This is why I was telling everybody. Todd Bowles was saying they didn't want to use White so much in the pass game. They wanted to take some of that workload off of him. Okay, they didn't want to overwork him because when White has too much work, his inefficiency is exposed. Bucky Irving is efficient as shit, and not only on the ground but through the air. The guys outperformed White tremendously, outperformed Tucker. Tucker, he was this flare up now and then, but Bucky Irving's the guy for the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's the guy going forward. And as far as I'm concerned, even over Jones, I like him as the guy for me in this game. It's just too good of a game. I like Bucky Irving this week. I mean, they're both good starts, or fairly decent starts at least. But if you have to choose between the two, I go Bucky Irving. Good question, Don. 2-quarterback league, Richardson or Bryce Young. I know it's disgusting, but it's what I got. I got to go Richardson. Man, I think he could have a good, decent game this week. I mean, I know Downs is out, down and out, but Alec Pierce fills in really well in that role, and I think this could be a good game for Pittman as well. AR hasn't been as abysmally terrible. Well, let me look at something here. I mean, last game against Detroit, he wasn't all that great, but they have actually a good pass defense. The Jets fairly good too, but he lit them up. I mean, he's going to get some stuff going on the ground. Last two games he had 10 rushing attempts apiece. I worry about Jonathan Taylor now that he's back. But I'm going to give the slight edge to him here over Bryce Young. It's hard to trust. Like I said, he had a little bit of a fire lit under his ass. Pardon me. And it's a good matchup, but it's still, even from a fantasy perspective, I'm not starting Bryce Young. He's barely had games over 15 fantasy points. If very few. They just use Chuba Hubbard so much. Excuse me. They use Chuba Hubbard so much. They just don't use Bryce Young as Bryce Young isn't the one that's making things happen for them so much. He's not losing the games for him like they used to, but he's not really winning the games for him. He's not really great from a fantasy perspective. So I'm going to go Richardson there. It is disgusting, but that's what I got. Thanks for all your help. Good luck, everyone, for the playoff push. Unless I'm playing against you, well, Yeah, you too. Same. Erica, what's up, girl? This week I'm stuck with who I have. So, what are your thoughts on the performances of Steelers D, Chubb, Amari Cooper? Oh, and you were right about not starting Lockett last week. At least the Seahawks won. Hey, yeah, you started him despite what I said, but that's okay. You're a Seahawks homer. I get it. Steelers D, Chubb, Amari Cooper. I guess we'll go in that order, right? Pull something up here. Oh shit. Sorry. Little user error that time. Can't blame anyone for that. Okay. So let's take a look here. It's all right, Steelers. Got it. Come on now. Loading, loading, loading. Okay. Now, right away, like you think, okay, well, Pittsburgh, it's a tough matchup. But if you can afford to hold on to them, because like next week, for instance, they faced the Browns. Then Philly, I don't know. The rest of the season, they're not great matchups. Next week, you're gonna want them, but then after that, you might even want to drop them. So if you have to drop them, it's not that bad of an idea. There's other defenses that you can start and pick up. Erica, you're a paid member, so go ahead and send me a screenshot of what defenses are available in that league, in my private message, and after the show here, I will answer that directly, okay? Because I want to take a look at who's available there. So anyway, Chubb. Well, he showed he's back, didn't he? Damn, we didn't really expect that. I was thinking like, okay, well, like a lot of other people who've had, huge injuries like that they've had to come back from. Usually, the first season, it's not looking so great. But then, Chubb, first few games wasn't looking great. But last week he put it together a little bit. I mean, there's 2 touchdowns he ran in. So really, is it that he's touchdown dependent? 20 carries though. So the 20 carries for the first time, but only got 59 yards off of it. So less than 3 yards per carry. Going up against Denver, the kind of middle of the line defense. So, is he going to get 2 touchdowns again? I don't know. It's hard to see that happening. I think as a flex, he's a good start, but other than that, I'm not starting him over, anyone that you've been starting all season as a running back 1 or 2, even if they're on, not that good of a game. I can't trust Chubb, 2 touchdowns. That's kind of fluky. Amari Cooper, it's a snow game, but like I said earlier, Josh Allen knows how to throw in the snow. He's used to it. He looked fine when he's had to do it in the past. So I'm not really concerned about Cooper so much because of the weather, but more because of his performances. He just hasn't looked good. We thought, this would be a resurgence. He comes in, he has a great game, and when they go, oh, here it is, and then he hasn't done shit since. Well, he's had 5 targets in the last 4. I mean, I know he's hurt, but he comes back. He's only had 3 targets last game. They just had a bye. They're coming back. It's a snow game. I think that some of the other the pass catchers there are better options. So not looking good for really any of those. Honestly, sorry to say, Erica. Hopefully you've got some good replacements there, but we'll see. Got to have butts. What? What the fuck? Gotta have butts. I love butts. Oh, yeah, I did talk about something about butts earlier. That was a while back. Okay. Hey, what up? What's up, Armando? Good to see you, man. Start 2 from Judy White, Vele Leggett, and Westbrook. Judy's been the guy. Everyone was all over Cedric Tillman. I was actually able to trade Cedric Tillman and JT for Jahmyr Gibbs just before the Thursday night game that the Browns had a couple weeks ago. Got that trade going just in time, man. Woo! That's smoked on that one for sure. Smoked them. But anyway, because what they are back. I don't trust JT so much. All right, let's take a look here. I know Vinny ain't watching, so fuck you, Vinny. Although I think he'll be on next week for the birthday show. If you didn't hear about the birthday show, I'm going to say more about it at the end of the episode here. I'm going to answer these last couple questions and then talk about that and head out. Okay, Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, I mean, he's been turning it on a lot more. Last week he had six of his targets, 6 catches, 85 yards. Gets you 14.5 fantasy points without a touchdown. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like Jerry Jeudy. I like White in there too. He's been consistently getting points even when he's come back in. They've just been running the ball so much. They've been utilizing the run game. So give me Jeudy, give me White. Erica, although I don't start Amari, it of course would need to be Tyler Lockett. So you're asking Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett. Man. Yeah, it's not a great matchup for either. I'm trying to pull up something here. I mean, Lockett once in a while, he'll have a good game, but it's just so seldom. He's touchdown dependent. His only good games this season have come off of so his first game wasn't bad. He had 7 targets, 6 receptions for 77 yards. That's not bad. 13.7 fantasy points. That's good. I'll take it, from a flex play, basically. And that's all you're counting Lockett as, is a matchup-based flex play. In San Francisco, he had 14.5 fantasy points in week 6. Didn't do shit against them, though, in week 11. And then had a good game against the Rams. But that's it. Otherwise, he hasn't been producing much. I got to go Amari Cooper on that one, I guess, if I have to choose. It's not great, though. Our Irving, excuse me. Thank you. Are Irving and White going to continue to roll? Yes, they are. It's a great matchup for both of them. I'm starting them both. They seem to be good running back and running two every week. I 1 and 2 absolutely. I agree with you on that. If you happen to have both of them, you can start both of them. Although if you have better running backs, obviously, if I have to choose between one of the two of them, I'm going to go Bucky Irving as the RB1 there. And White is 2. But you could even do a thing where, if you have another stud running back, right? So maybe you already started Jahmyr Gibbs, or Saquon, whatever, and then you've got Irving there at the 2. You could have White in at a flex. I don't mind White at a flex for sure. So absolutely love them both. Luis, what's up, man? MVS Chubb in a half PPR. I'm gonna go with MVS just because he's been the one catching the balls there. They don't have any other wide receivers. He's been the guy. And Chubb, I just can't trust him. I mean, don't help Luis. Is that your boyfriend? Is that what this is about? MVS or Chubb? Yeah, I like MVS this week over Chubb. BTJ or McLaurin? I'm going to give the slight edge to BTJ, actually. Terry McLaurin, it's also been hit and miss with him. Scary Terry, God, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Let me look at something real quick. My gut really says BTJ. My gut's loving BTJ this week. But let's look at just because you don't really have to throw against Tennessee. Will Levis has been playing a little bit better lately. I actually have him as the in the thumbnail there. If you saw, with his strength. For those of you who don't know, look at all the thumbnails for the Think a Stick of Power Hours. Look at all the thumbnails. There's a reason why they all look like that. Because I think it's funny because it makes it look like they're taking a shit and take a stick of power. Anyway, so Tennessee, yeah, you don't. He doesn't need it so much. It's if he scores a touchdown, it's going to be good. I'm not saying he's touchdown dependent because he's not. It's just, are they really going to need him so much as the Jags are going to need Thomas? The answer is no. I'm going to give the slight edge to Thomas, although if you can fit Terry in there too, I would. If I have to choose between the two of them, I think they're both wide receiver twos this week. And I'm going to give the slight edge to BTJ. If you've got a flex play, you might consider on there, depending on who you have. If you have if you're stacked at running back and you've got a good solid running back in there, don't worry about it. Thanks, man. I thought the same, but hard to bench McLaurin. I agree. It's a tough one, but good question there, Rye. Hey, what's up, everyone? We're gonna be I'm gonna be headed out here. For those of you that pay me on Patreon, remember this month I'm donating half of all my proceeds to Scott Fish. They're getting toys for the children, toys for tots, some sort of thing like that. Anyway, I'll get more information because next week we're going to do a whole drive on that, and all of the pledges that you give me for my birthday, to pledge to thank me for my advice. I'm going to share half of those pledges with Scott Fish Bowl. I'm going to try to get Scott Fish up in here. I've got some other charity people like Goyati coming up in here next week. Look that up. Goyaadi. Goyati. Look that up. Some good shit. Hey, next week, my 4th annual 40th birthday bash. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to have a lot of special guests on the show, like I said. Excuse me. So enjoy that. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun, okay? Anything else here? Nothing else real quick. Hey, thanks once again. Sorry for the interruptions earlier, but we made this happen. Hopefully next week I don't run into some of that same shit. I'm going to be putting my foot up of Dipley or Zipley, whatever. I'm going to be putting my foot up their ass and having them come out and make sure that we don't have this intermittent fucking shit. Okay. So anyway, love you guys. Good luck this week. We'll see you for the 40th birthday bash next week. All right. Hey, until then, I'm out.